Hola y buenos días. Bienvenido a mi clase este miércoles. Estamos listos para aprender un nuevo tópico hoy. Empezamos con la palabra de Dios. Dice en Isaías 26:3: Al de carácter firme lo guardarás en perfecta paz, porque en ti confía. The one of firm character, you will guard, you will keep him or her in perfect peace, paz, porque en ti confía, because in you he confides, she confides. Or in English it says, you will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you. When you start feeling the anxiety, when you start feeling the pressure, keep your mind steadfast, focused not on the trouble, focused on him. Because the Word of God promises He will keep in perfect peace. God, I'm not in peace right now. Focus on Him, the solution. Bueno, vamos con el verbo del día. El verbo del día es quedarse. Ayer el verbo fue irse. Yesterday the verb of the day was irse, to go away, to take off. Today it's quedarse, to keep yourself, to stay, to remain. Quedarse, preterite tense. Me quedé, te quedaste, se quedó, nos quedamos, se quedaron. I stayed. Imperfect, I was staying. Me quedaba, te quedabas, se quedaba, nos quedábamos, se quedaban. Present tense, I stay. It's going to have the reflexive. Me quedo, te quedas, se queda, nos quedamos, se quedan. Ojalá que me quede. I hope I can stay. Te quedes, se quede, nos quedemos, se queden. We know 4 different conjugations, and hopefully you guys are writing these down each day. If you're planning on taking Spanish 3, you're going to need to know these conjugations. All right, today I'm excited to teach you something called the superlative. So before we grab our textbooks, can you even think, what would a superlative be? Nothing to do with superheroes. A superlative comes in the same chapter as comparatives, because not only are you saying that she is bigger than her problem, you would say something like, she is the biggest player on the team. We're saying there is a good, a better, and a best. The superlative is the most or the least of something. And it's really easy to do this. In fact, a little bit easier even than the comparisons, but we have to build on what we learned with the comparisons. So please, agarren su texto, grab your text, and go to 400, 400. We've made it to the 400s. English grammar connection. Superlatives are expressions used to compare 3 or more items. In English, you have to form superlatives by using est at the end of an adjective, by saying like the most or the least or the fastest or the smallest, that kind of thing. That's what a superlative is. Well, how do you do it in Spanish? Well, you use más and menos. Here's how. When you want to say that something is the most or the least of a certain quality, use the definite article. This is where, if you weren't paying attention in Spanish 1, you're going to have to relearn. How do you say the? El, la, los, las. If you don't know that, you need to know it for this. All right? Use the definite article with más or menos, and then use de to compare it to a category. For example, you want to say the most, it's el más or la más or los más or las más. For example, these birds are the prettiest at the store. Estos pájaros son los más bellos de la tienda. Los, because pájaros is plural. Los pájaros más. When the noun is part of the superlative phrase, it is placed between the article and the superlative word. Like if I want to say, you are the shyest person I know. Eres la persona más tímida que conozco. All right. Let me explain that using the notes, that the way that I explain it. All right. Here's what. Superlative is when you're saying something is the least or the most. Get that? Good. Next. The definite article plus más or menos plus an adjective plus de. Not real difficult. Definite article. El, the, la, the, los, the, las. That's a Spanish 1 concept. Plus más or menos plus an adjective plus que. So if I want to say, she's the shortest girl in the class. No, I'm not trying to think of you. La chica más baja de la clase. The girl, la, because she's a girl, más, because she's the most, baja, because she's feminine, de la clase. Now listen, this is not difficult, But if you're a kind of person who skips over details, you're going to say bajo, or you're going to say el chica. You got to just take your time and think la chica más baja, and then the category is of the class, de la clase. So you have el or la, lo or las, it's plural, más or menos, if they're most or the least, plus the adjective, make it agree with whatever the noun is, and then de, whatever the category is. For example, los hombres más feos del mundo. The men most ugly of the world. The ugliest guys in the world. Los hombres más feos del mundo. Girls, do not think of the guys that are in your class. Las mujeres menos fuertes de la familia. Las, because they're women. Fuertes, because women are plural. They are the least strong women of the family. They're the weakest. In other words, they are the least strong. Real simple. El, la, los, or las, make it masculine or feminine, and then compare it to the category. Now, the book has something else to teach you, and this is kind of a funny word to say to freshmen and sophomores, but maybe you're big enough to say it and we're not in a classroom full of people. But if it's a neuter concept, yes, I said it. If it's a neuter concept, in other words, it's neither masculine nor feminine, you use lo instead of el, la, los, or las. For example, the book is right here in the middle of the page, 400. It says, lo más importante es estudiar. The most important thing is to study. Is studying a masculine thing or a feminine thing? Neither. It's neuter. It's neither. So it's lo más importante. All right, so I made up an example of that. If the concept is neuter, use lo instead of an article. For example, lo más difícil de las clases es el examen final. The most difficult thing of the class. Difficult thing. Difficult is the difficult thing, just the most difficult thing. Not masculine nor feminine. Lo más difícil es el examen final. It's the final exam. All right. Don't forget your 4 irregulars. This is in the book. These you just studied with your comparisons, how to say older, younger, better, worse. But if you are saying, oh, I shouldn't have shut that. If you're saying older, younger, better, worse, and they are the oldest, the youngest, the best, or the worst, you need to simply say the before it. Do you know how to say the? Indeed you do. For example, Sarah is the oldest in the family. Sarah es la mayor de la familia. All right, Jim es el menor de la clase. Jim is the youngest in the class. Jim's a guy, so I have to say el. Menor is just describing what Jim is in comparison to the class. Tony es el mejor del equipo de fútbol, right? Tony is the best on the soccer team or football team. Samantha es la peor cocinera de la familia. Samantha, she's a girl, right? So it's la peor cocinera, the worst cook in the family. Do not eat after Samantha has cooked, okay? So those are the words you still have to remember. Mayor, older, but in this case, it's oldest. How do I know it's est? There's no like esto in Spanish. No. It's, if you say the and then older, it means the oldest. Or the menor, the youngest. Or the best, el mejor. If there's a girl that's the best, she's going to be la mejor. It's really simple, really simple. And then Samantha is the worst, la peor. If it's a guy that's worst, you would say, Jose es el peor en la clase de español. Jose is the worst at Spanish. Surprisingly ironic. Okay, those are our superlatives. Now we're going to practice these on, let's see, I think it was 401, just activity 11. Activity 11 there on 401, 401. Please follow along with me. I'm sorry for having closed my book. Yo soy el peor. All right, here we go. Activity 11. Describe los lugares de tu comunidad, usa los superlativos. Describe these places in your community, use superlatives. Now, today I'm not expecting an email, but I am expecting you to walk in obedience and either write these down or speak them back to me as if the computer can hear you, okay? So one or the other. So it says restaurant and popular. So if you think of your city, what is the most popular restaurant? So you would think, el restaurante Casa Mamita es el más popular. All right, number 1, bank and big. What's the biggest bank? I don't know, Citibank. All right, you say whatever bank, but I'll say Citibank. Citibank es el más grande. Or el menos grande, the least big. You see, banco is masculine, so I have to say el, right? For those who don't remember these really complicated words from Spanish 1. El, la, los, las, plus más or menos, plus adjective, plus de, all right? Number 2, what is the smallest store in your city? So I'm going to say, la tienda más pequeña es, or I could simply say, la más pequeña es. What's the smallest store? You're thinking of it, you name it. Number 3, cine divertido. What's the most fun cinema? Is it Movies 14 or something like that? Mishawaka? I don't know the name of it, something like that. Movies 14, cine 14 es el más, cine is masculine, right? Divertido, de Mishawaka, de Michiana. That would be the day of the community of Michiana. Okay, monuments important. What's the most important monument? I don't know. The Elks? Los Elks. Elks are plural. Son plural. Let's say elks are masculine. Los más importantes. Or they're the least important. Los menos importantes de Indiana. I don't know, whatever your opinion is. But you see how to make a superlative? It's not really that hard. El, la, los, las, plus the most or the least. What's the cleanest consultorio, doctor's office? Well, my doctor's office, of course. I don't know. The ER. El ER, la sala de emergencia, sala is feminine, es la más limpia de la ciudad. What's the prettiest park? I've taken you to some pretty ones. Fairly pretty ones? Anyway, you're naming Potato Creek. Es el parque más bonito de Northern Indiana. What are the oldest houses? River neighborhood. El barrio del Río es el, old. Is there a special word for, there is a special word for old. There is. Es el barrio mayor. Es el mayor barrio. It's the oldest. Be careful with the 4 irregulars. Oldest, youngest, best, you can't say goodest, best, mejor, and worst, peor. What are the nicest mailmen? That's a weird question. I have Leona. She's my mail carrier. Ella es la más simpática. What about you? What do you think? Are you understanding how to do this? Good. Apparently, we have a 2-minute video that's going to practice this as well. And unfortunately, I don't have it open on my computer. Lo siento. I'll get it ready for you. It's quicker than I can.
Me llamo Lorena Muñiz y esta película es sobre los secretos más grandes.
This movie is about the secrets most big. In English, we say the biggest secrets, but you have to say the secrets most bigs. Los secretos más grandes.
Grandes de mi familia. Mi madre era la muchacha más popular del barrio y mi padre.
My mom was the girl most popular, or we say the most popular girl del barrio, in her neighborhood. Y mi padre, el muchacho más tímido. What do you suppose that means? That's right, he was the shyest.
El muchacho más tímido. ¿Cómo se casaron? ¿Quién era el novio secreto de mi madre?
How did they get married? Who was my mom's secret boyfriend?
Ahora tengo que saber más. Mi pez, ¿tiene secretos?
Does my fish have secrets?
Esta es la mejor noticia de mi vida.
All right, first off, I can just hear AJ right now. I can hear him. They don't notice that camera out of her open bedroom door. Anyway, the esposo is saying to the esposa, which happens to be her sister, she's saying, this is la mejor noticia, the best news de mi vida. What could this young married couple have as the best news of their life?
Pero no se lo vamos a decir a nadie todavía.
But we're not going to tell nobody or anybody yet, okay? It's a secret.
¿Tú estás de acuerdo?
¿Estás de acuerdo? Are you in agreement with me? Okay, buddy? Don't disagree with your wife on this, please.
Parece que mi hermana y mi cuñado tienen un secreto.
It seems that my sister and my brother-in-law have a secret.
Está bien, estoy de acuerdo.
Mira, lo más difícil
Now, here's one of those neuters. The most difficult thing no es no poder decirle nada a nuestra familia. It's not telling our family right now.
es no poder decirle nada a nuestra familia ahora. ¡Voy a tener un sobrino! Lorena, ¿qué estás haciendo?
Lorena, what are you doing?
Abre la puerta.
Open the door.
Lorena, me voy a enojar.
I'm gonna get angry.
Parece que esta familia tiene secretos interesantes.
It seems this family has some interesting secrets and a sister that's about to die.
Hay mucho más por conocer.
There's a lot more to know. Well, here's what you guys are worrying about. Learning these comparatives, getting ready because your homework due on Monday. I know it's only Wednesday, but this will be due on Monday, so you have plenty of time to do it. It's 324, 325 due on Monday. As well on Monday will be the rest of 409 vocab quiz. Then on Tuesday will be our final test of a chapter from this year. So buckle up and let's go.